Madam?
Olá.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a little summary of what happened in the market today. And as you can see, for the most part, across most of the board, it was red bullseye. So, and everything was close to 1% down, especially the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ, S&P 500, close to 0.70%. There was a lot of volatility, according to this, about 7% to the upside, I guess. For tomorrow, it's looking like it's the same trend on downward. Oil has been going up, so keep that in mind. It had a great day today. Things were looking more positivity for the oil sector. So that may have caused some of this downward uh trend, but I think it's just things are overweighted. So that's that. Okay, let's hop into the trade station. So you can see most of the stuff is red, especially some of the stuff that I'm in that I wanted to go down. I got out of this, gracias a Dios. American Airlines. I actually got out of it right away before the pre-market, which I'm glad I did. I didn't have that many shares and I had a better price down here, but I got it before it went down and I'm glad I did. Intel. So yeah, American Airlines is close to 7%. It might pop up a little bit tomorrow, but I think, let's see how things are going tomorrow. The chips and such didn't have the greatest of day. This was basically just a waterfall down. Sorry, that's the post market. Uh, I would say this was sort of it started out not bad. It started flat, it went down. It said 5.4%, 5.41%, but it doesn't look like it. But I think this was the downward in the post market because it looked kind of flat to me, and then it started really to go down. Um, somebody like the level down here at 38. Let's see if it gets there. But in the meantime, you may want to consider getting it or not. This is an area of support over here, which is where it's at, but it's looking like it's getting more of a trend down. See if you can get it at a better price. Tesla was 5% down. It's now below this level that we had identified. I think it's going to continue to go down, but watch out for this level at 147, 148, or 150. The next level that we have here is 105 or close to 100. Tesla had terrible delivery numbers. The EV space hasn't been doing that great, and I'm sorry, this has a lot of competition, especially in China where they have YBD, Neo, and all these other stuff, and they have a little market in China, but they're not doing as well as before. They have some market here, but not everybody's getting out there and buying those expensive Teslas as before. No longer the darling of the market. So yeah, let's take a look. And as you can see, this started in the post market, and basically when they got the news around 8, 9 o'clock, it just went down to the gutter land. It tried to pick up and basically stay flat. So if you got it in the post market before the news, that was basically it, KAT, because then it picked back up. I'm gonna skip Rivian, so this probably was a sympathy play, so I'll look at it. Basically the same thing, not as dramatic, obviously, but it spiked up if you got it here and got down here. Great, it's on hard buy. Again, if we take a look at this, not doing well, not doing well at all. The darlings of EV space, and it's looked like it's going to be a breakdown if you ask me. I mean, it's probably going to get lower than $11. Maybe the next level is 10, because this is not looking amazing. It looks like it's about to break down, and it is on hard buy. So if you're thinking of shorting something, uh, maybe EV is where it's at. I'll skip Carvana. Okay, so I did an experiment today, and basically I was um I was being patient, and I said, "Nah, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. It's too low here. I'll try to wait till it gets back up here, not necessarily at the high, but maybe get a few shares and see what happens." And that's what I did, and then I got out at the end of the day. Open, popped up to 3.75%. Basically, again, if you got this in the pre-market, that's basically where you have done the money, or even up here when it got to 282. On a daily basis, as predicted by Miss Green, if you got it at $3 and you just waited, and look at this was a big gap down. We have a level here at 256, 250. So yeah, that's probably the next level. Maybe it'll do some consolidation before it breaks down. Then we have a level here at 205. So yeah, not looking good. I think there was also some numbers about the housing sector that maybe this cost for the gap down. But anytime you have a gap down like this, it's not looking good for the compañía. Especially here, you can see it here. Every time there's like a little gap down, it continues, and you can see the trend. It's obviously lower highs every single time. So, the next high might be 250. So if you got it here, see if it does fill up this gap, maybe you'll get to 290 or 3, then just get the pop if you want to short this. Walgreens, believe it had good earnings, but even with the good earnings, it's been going down. This thing is not looking the greatest, if you ask me. If you just step back and look at this on a weekly or even a monthly, it's just been like boom. Uh, no stopping this runaway trade. So where will it go? Um, it's already past this line. Let's see. Um, mm, Maybe the next line is 10. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, Lucid, again, another sympathy play. I won't go over that because I went in Rivian. Lyft, close to 3.50%. This has been going kind of, on an upward, but the overall weekly trend, yeah, it's starting to pick up a little bit. So here's an area of support that I see. Here was the area of rejection, 20. We said it would probably get here to 20. It might be a good spot. Just be careful. This thing is, not the greatest and the best. AMD, it skipped up a little bit. It was sort of this flat doji. Actually, let me go back in the daily. Yes, so it's going down. It's below the 50, still not near the 200, but it is starting to be below the 50. Again, this area, people are probably starting to get sick of chips and trying to move their money. And you can see it was again a beautiful waterfall, especially if you got this 184. Man, that would have been amazing for you. But yeah, things are not looking great. And as you can see, the trend has been going down. This is an area, maybe a key level of support. So just be careful. See if you will get here. Maybe you decide that you want to get some for the long, but it could break down. So be careful. But this could be a potential good area to buy it because again, because the chips are strong in AI, it could just also bounce back up. Wayfair, I'll skip. Caro, I should have gone out of this, but I didn't. It's been going up every single day, except for today. So see if it curves back a little bit. But we have some levels that we had identified. Let me look at it a weekly as well. I like looking at a weekly. As you can see, the level that we had identified, which is perfect for us, is that 211 or so, or 200. I also had a level here of about 130. So see if we get it up there. That would be a great pop to short for Caro. You can see ASML, which is another big gigantic chip, is down. Macy's, Miss Green likes looking at this one. Still kind of chopping around here between 17 and 20. Let's go back to the daily. Yep, it's still in this range, 22, 17. It's really, but the mountains are getting higher, so it has higher highs. Even though this is, skipping down a little bit, it is below the 50. But to me, the trend is looking at an upward direction in terms of the daily. Dickety Dicks would have been a great short today, sort of. It's still high up here. I don't trust this thing because it could uh, break out until I see more evidence. Maybe if it surpasses this area, then I can consider it as a short because it does have to fill this level. You may want to consider getting a few shares here, do a little test run. But if it surpasses maybe 225 KAT, but yes, I want to see that it breaks down from here. Chewy will skip, Roku will skip, EBC will take a look. Basically doing the same bounce averse, where it's just staying. It looks like it's going up, but it did had a rough day today. So basically, if you got it even yesterday from this top to the bottom, you would have made some moolah. Yeah, the place to get it at today was around 330, 1340 to 436 to 1318. So basically, if you got it around 10:30 or so and held it to the end of the day, it would have been a good day for you because everything was a short. Today was a very down day. Nikete hovering around that $90 price that we had identified as before as a area that was a buy. So this may be a buying opportunity at some point. Maybe we had said before, hey, let's try to get some shares because that's where it usually tries to bounce up. But because it has been weak, you may decide, hey, let's just do a few shares, not go cray cray because here is, it is an area of sort of support, but if it breaks down from here, here's the next level 80. And if it breaks down from there, the next sort of level is 65 or so. So yeah, just be careful. This thing has been weak because of China. But whoop, there it is. Okay, 1 second. Apologies. Outside sources again. Oh, meaty. I haven't looked at this in a minute. Not surprised by the outcome. Again, if you can get it above 8 or 10, it would be amazing. Just be careful because it has a high short float. So just wait until this thing goes extra. Basically, that's what I would do now that we know more about these types of stocks that are crazy. Basically, we know where it's going to go. It's going to go to 0. But what you want to do is that when it squeezes up, get it that day and short it for the next couple of weeks and stuff like that. So we'll wait. It'll happen. And when it does, just get it. Home Depot has been beaten up last couple of days, I believe. Maybe starting to take a turn. I would wait and see if it touches this level or even this level because spring and summer is coming and people may get into like, oh, I want to renovate and get some, lawn done and stuff. So I think this may start picking up, but see if it continues to go down so you can get a better price. Walmart, also starting to turn, but again, the trend is still strong until there's an evidence here that it breaks from this level and it continues. I don't believe none of this nonsense because things have done this before and then they just pick back up. So I don't trust it. Our darling of the market, NVDA, this is at a weekly candle, but let me go back to the daily. It's been consolidating here. It's good that it's going down. I won't believe it until there's like an obvious sign that this is, hey, maybe if it gets to 800 and below, then I'm gonna believe it. But I just don't trust this thing because they said they had a price target about 1,000, 1,100. So, they may just be people may just be getting some money and then it will turn around. People get maybe buy some few shares, maybe if it fill this gap and then goes back up. So until there's a more defined evidence that this thing is gonna, break down and crack down, I really don't see why this wouldn't continue to go up. And the market may just be taking a breather. Hey, I want to get, my money and then just buy some stuff again. Okay. Dollar Tree. We'll see how this is going. Again, starting to pick back up. It's going to definitely fill this gap because that's what it does every single time. So, you may decide to get it here. I wouldn't blame you because it's going to fill it. And basically that's it. It's gonna fill it. That's what it does. This thing fills it all the time. So if it goes down again to here, or breaks down, then if it breaks down from here, yeah, then it's definitely not gonna fill it now. And you may want to consider getting it here, but eventually it will fill it. Bank of America going strong. This one is the trend is definitely like it's not gonna stop me. So even if it has these down days, you can clearly see this thing is going. It's already past these two mountains, these three mountains here is here. The next level might be here, like I said, at 40. Eventually it will get to 43 or so. And then maybe, I don't know if it'll get to the top out here, but it will definitely surpass 40. So this one's a good pick me up, but just be careful, because they do like to trick people and such once they get inside. But I don't see why this would not continue. DraftKings, not too bad. I was hearing a report on WBUR about people gambling and getting very addicted and the marketing. Very interesting report that they're definitely trying to target the younger folks, and so they can get very into this high addiction of gambling, yada yada yada. Just be responsible. I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing, if you're especially if you're very educated in the games, but you do have to be careful, and people, we don't want people to go overboard and lose all of their money. Yes, but this has been continuing to go up. If it breaks down from this level, yeah, then I think it's gonna continue to go down because the March Madness is not ended. But if it once it does, it could break down. But I could even potentially see this picking back up and getting even back to 50 and then potentially getting back to 60. So yeah, just be careful. It is at a momentum here. Freshie Pet Pet, we'll skip that nonsense. Let's see, Apple, the apple of my eye. Again, overall, not too shabby, just 0.37%. It could have been worse. This thing hasn't been doing very well. I'd said that if it breaks down from here, that the next level would be around here. But if we look at it a weekly and even a monthly, we see that it's doing this trend where it's going down, picking back up, going down. So we want to see if it does break this level, because if it does, then that's definitely, going down instead of picking back up. But they said that in the June, they have something coming up in June, and they might sell a bunch of phones and such, and then maybe it'll start picking up. I want to see if I can get it at 168, 160 or below, because it's Mansana. Like Miss Green has said yesterday, this thing is not going to go anywhere, and it's a great company. And maybe this is a good buying opportunity, folks. So just keep that in mind. And let me just look at it the monthly again. I like looking at it. So yeah, this is what she meant yesterday. So basically, it's doing this like little mountain of an M&M, a McDonald's, where it's kind of like going up, down, going up, down. If it breaks down, that's when we want to be careful. That's when we're going to be a little bit worried. And will it get here? Will it get to this 146, 140 area? If it does, then buy it, because that's where you want to buy it at. So we want to see, will it pick up from this 168, 165 area and go back up? That's the question. That's the question. Google, let's go back. As you can see, this is just trending upward. Let's go back to the daily now. So at a daily, yep, basically mirroring that monthly chart. It's doing really good. It's at all-time highs. What will it stop? Oh, yes, it is at all-time highs. Will this trend stop it? Something has to stop it, because even on a down day, it was green. So that tells you all you need to know about Google. Um, it was strong. Everything it was, 0.19%. I would say that's sort of flattish. Um, yeah, I think, will it get to 160? I think on an up day, it sure will. It sure will. It is above both 50 and 200. It has been picking up ever since. This gap up surely tells you that's where it's going. And yeah, basically this was the opposite of everybody else. It tricked you. So basically, if you shorted it at the beginning of the market, but if you were smart enough to get it down here, in both of these instances, it was very sporadic and very volatile. If you were smart enough to be watching it and picking up and taking the risk, basically at the end of the day, even at the end of the post market, you would have done very well. Muy bien, muy bien. So yeah, this one is very strong compared to the others. Zoni, yeah, also very well. It did very well today, even though it was like boom down. Again, if very similar to Google, but not as erratic in the beginning. It was most of the day was above VWAP, so you can see this was very strongo. But let's look at it at the daily. I forgot. Hold on. Let's go back, 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 forth and forth. Yes, so steady ready. All-time highs here, I believe, but let's double check. No, yes. No, not at all-time highs. And like I said, 190 is the goal for this, I believe. It's going to get back up here to this 190 area. That's $10. You may want to risk it with a few shares and say, hey, I want to get $10 per share. Maybe get, 20 shares and see what happens. Really no stopping this thing. The trend is very, 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 very evident that it's continuing to going up. This is an obvious rejection area. So you can just wait, see if it gets to this 185, 187, maybe get a few out and then see if it gets to that 190 and above, and go for the dream. But if it starts turning on you, then just KAT, also known as getting out. Netflix, the darling of the pandemic, still very expensive if you ask me. Anytime you have something dramatic that happens on this, such as this example down here, then just get this nonsense, because it's just really ridiculous. Very ridiculous if you ask me. This thing is nuts. Following the trend here, let's see if it gets to the 650. And if it breaks out from the 650, it's definitely going to get to 700. But it's looking like it's turning around a little bit. But again, I'm not totally convinced, because it might be consolidating and being like, boom, let's trick some folks. Maybe some folks are getting their money, but you can see on a weekly, that's where it's heading, to this 675, $700 mark. You can clearly see, it's evident to me that it's probably going to get up there. There's no stopping. You can see the cross here too is going up. Okay. And let's go AZO 3000, getting that biz notch if you can. Meta, this was a very, very strong stock today. And it's obviously because it was one of the winners of the DIA. of the day, and here's the proof. Basically, it went down with the market in the pre-market, but then it shot up to the sky. So this was the only Magnificent Seven that said, "Hey, let's get out of here. I don't want to be following the other people." And it just picked up and went like a rocket ship. And you can see again, there's no stopping this rocket ship. I think it's going to go back up to 500 until proven otherwise. And let's see if it gets back up there. 500 to 525, 523 or so. Again, I'm not totally convinced things are going down until I see more evidence of this downturn. So you can see here on a weekly is consolidating around this 500. Will it break out? That's the question. So be careful. If you want to continue to go long, I don't see why you wouldn't, but see if it gets to this 523, 525 area. But if it breaks down from here, maybe this for 85 area or so, then just consider getting out or going short. But basically, look at this trend. It's basically a cup and handle, as they like to say, or a smiley face. So the trend is your friend, my friends. 119.60 for this bait pop up here. Here it is. So it's touching 1, 2, 3. As Miss Green predicted, it's gonna do a breakout based on the weekly candles. Also the monthly candles. Let's look at the daily candles. It's yes, it got up here. So it's gonna continue. Look, it's about to cross. Do you want to short it? I wouldn't, because it has touched this level so many times now. Summer is coming, and the Saudis are gonna get more money, and I would go long on this, but would get out the same day, or maybe hold a few shares, no more than 10, or no more than 5 or whatever, and see if it goes up to the dream. But it's it's evident to me every single day XOM is gonna make money, baby. So here it is. That's the list. The winner was XOM. The loser was American Airlines, I believe. Okay. Airlines. So yeah, American and Intel and Tesla were the losers, and really not much winners, but just XOM and Meta. Any questions? Any comments? I don't have my book with me, but I know people want to maybe go back to what they were doing, so it would be a short review. Let me look at real quick some of the others. Gold. Okay, so gold is doing really awesome. Even the NOS boss says, get into this thing. As you can see, every single day it's been going up, 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 up. So yeah, gold, baby. It already surpassed this level. It broke out. Where will it stop? That's the question. But I think it's going to continue. It's been having a good run. Maybe at 220 for now. Let's give it that thing. But yeah, gold broke out at a monthly level. It broke out from this 190 to 10. It moves about $10 a day. So maybe the next level to see if it gets to that 220. I mean, sorry, $10 a month. So maybe you'll get to that 220 next month. So that's gold for you. Can't go wrong with that. Disney has been doing fabulous as well. You can see we should have just stayed, but we were stubborn and didn't listen to ourselves. We got it down here, but we didn't keep it, and now we don't have it, and we lost money on it. So this is why you got to keep the good companies, even if when they do bad and are chopping around, just basically ignore it, or jump back in again once you start that it's really going up, and do yourself a favor and get more money. Basically, that's it. Um, who was this? Zillow. I'm not surprised because Open did bad. Zoom, Lowe's, the same thing with Home Depot. Pep hasn't been doing well. I guess didn't do that well. I guess it didn't do that bad. Peps and Coca-Cola. Florida, I'm not surprised by this because Nikete hasn't been doing well. You know, if you can get it down here, maybe that would be a good area to buy this again. Campbell was a little bit down. Look at this CVS. Oh man, GE did horrible. What happened to GE? Did it have earnings? That. What happened? Leanna, what happened here?
Your guess is as good as mine. I'll see if I can find something.
Man, this is 22%. Damn. Let's look at it. Okay. This was extreme. Muy extreme. Space, I'm not surprised by that, aka Virgin Galactic. Uh, yeah, horrible for GE. Uh, Interessante. Maybe we'll do a little bit of research and see why GE crap on its bed. Um, Hog. Okay. Let's look at Hog for a second. Let's see
It
if
looks like GE had they're finishing off the split of GE. So GE Aviation and GE Energy, I guess, started trading on New York Stock Exchange today. And people are saying that it's the end of a conglomerate and they've dismantled everything that GE did. Um, GE once did almost everything for the typical American family, from providing much of the television they watched to the light bulbs and appliances they depended upon. The electricity needed to power those household staples, even the subprime mortgage that allowed many of them to buy their homes no longer. With Tuesday split into two companies, the breakup of the once mighty industrial icon is complete. Da 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 da. Uh, da, da, da. Yeah,
interessante. Okay. Hog is back up here. Um, Obviously we won't want to get it now because we want to get it when it's higher to short it. Because we missed the boat, we should have gotten maybe a few shares here. And look, it's already at 45. Um, that's all I have. I'll give you guys back your 6 minutes. And if you have any other additional comments or questions, um, I will let you go, ma'am. Let me see.
but
GE. Oh, new 52 week high today. Okay, and then the split adjustment was today. Interessante. All right. All right. So I'll let you go. I'll try to find more information on GE as well. And I'll talk to you tomorrow.